Question 1349. Is there anything that you think Donald Trump could not get away with?
No. I mean, we've already seen it.
Yeah.
He can get away with an insurrection and they still defend him.
I do not think he could get away with, say, shooting somebody on television.
The man went on TV and said Mexican people are drug dealers, rapists, and all these things, and then got elected president 8 months later. So that list is really short.
He could walk out in the street and shoot somebody and he wouldn't get arrested.
Yeah, he did say that.
He actually said it. So, I think he'd end up impeached, though, if he did actually do the violence himself.
You know, if he keeps on eating McDonald's, he's not going to get away with.
He should be dead already from the McDonald's.
Well, Nerdy asked if Trump could get away with starting a war, and, that's nothing. There's been dozens of presidents who've done that.
Randy says he's hoping a coup.
I want somebody to get one of those really thinly built electronic scales and slip it under the carpet behind his podium. And to just be able to show this guy really does weigh damn near 400 pounds.
Well, nowadays you could build the whole podium where it is a scale and he would never know if he walked on it.
Actually, the guy's an idiot. You just put a step by the podium with some scales and a piece of wood on top.
It would have to be a ramp.
Just tell him it's a new way of figuring out how much he has to pay in tax. He steps on it and he pays the value.
He's not very good at ramps.
Could you imagine how much the White House just reeks of like chicken nuggets and Big Macs and French fries? I bet it smells so bad in there, and just shame and Big
Melania
Mac.
to be happy. She doesn't have to cook.
I'll bet the White House kitchen staff is just so relieved that they'll be able to cook real food again.
Are there any White House kitchen staff?
Let's be honest. When he dies, McDonald's takings are going to drop by like 20%.
We've never had a president who openly brags about eating fast food like this.
No, that's meant to be a guilty pleasure. Ox
Well,
said
Clinton was pretty open with his diet of really bad food.
But I watched the documentary, and the cook said that every time Hillary left town, Bill would go down in the kitchen. He's like, "I want a rack of ribs. I want a cheeseburger." He was still down home, but his wife controlled his diet. Yeah. So at least Bill Clinton used discretion with that only.
Well, and at least he was asking the kitchen staff to make some real food.
True.
He wasn't telling somebody to run out to McDonald's for it.
Oh,
if you're the president of the United States and you can't get a burger, what the hell is the offer? I mean, I wouldn't want to be a president if that was possible.
Right,
super chat.
I know. Thank you very much for your super sticker, the African Humanist. $1.99. Thank you.
Yay.
It wouldn't surprise me if when they go in there they actually go in when Biden goes in there, he finds that there is actually a McDonald's outlet in the White House.
I would have that place scrubbed from top to bottom.
Oh, they're going to.
People
they're going to.
in hazmat suits. Take the drapes down.
They really are going to. There are plans to fumigate the entire building. It's because of COVID.
He is the COVID
nonetheless,
kid,
the whole building's going to be fumigated.
They know there have been dozens of people who've been exposed to COVID walking around in there.
Oh, so gross. He is so gross. It's not even funny, but it is funny.
A lot of bleach. Ox says things he could never get away with: being a president, being an American, and being a good person.
About sums it up.
I cannot, honest to God, think of one positive thing to say about him. No. And I don't think I felt that way about any other human being on Earth.
I can. He's not the president
He's made
anymore.
Nixon look good.
For next week, but the week after.
I can say something good about him. His enemies are the best people.
They're more stable.
He's made people nostalgic for George W.
I know that.
I challenge you all. I'm serious. I'm going to challenge you all. One genuinely good thing about Donald Trump.
No, I can't. Not in terms of his. Wait, I've got questions to come.
He's a complete racist, bigoted prick. I can't wait till he's gone. When I was younger, I thought George Bush was trying to bring on the end of the world. I would give George Bush a hug right now. I would go back to that time when George Bush was president compared to Trump.
Yes. He
And
still
George Bush
wanted a
and Tony
functioning
Blair.
government.
George Bush and Tony Blair tried to take over the Middle East, which they kind of did.
All Trump wanted to do was destroy the government.
Matt Dillahunty tweeted, "Fuck Trump for having me agree with George Bush." After he put out the statement.
Yeah, but George Bush is the kind of person who would talk to you. He
Here's the
still
thing
drives a pickup truck around Texas. Donald Trump, Donald Trump's going to be hidden somewhere because people are going to be throwing tomatoes and milkshake at him.
And he had a weird fascination with pubic wigs. He was always talking about Americans.
Americans.
Here is the big difference between W and Trump. That as bad as W was, as much of a bloody clown he was at times, he at least had a basic, at least a little bit of respect for the fact that he was holding the office of President of the United States. Whereas Trump feels he's above that office.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the other thing about George Bush is that he went to church and he genuinely believes in God. I don't personally hold that view, but the fact that he really genuinely feels it and
Well, I
as
think,
best he
oddly
can
enough,
lives by his
I
beliefs.
think this is what Pence's limit is. I think this is the only reason that Pence. I find it horrible I am saying this, but I think Pence's religion is the only thing that is allowing him to stand up to Trump at the moment, because he's not willing to come out and agree with him. Because he's not willing to
the
outright
writing's
lie.
on the wall, though. Well, the writing's on the wall because they've been agreeing with him this entire time. So what's the difference between a month ago and today is that they know there's no other avenue for him to
Pence
stay
hasn't
president.
agreed with him. Pence
I
hasn't
don't
agreed.
think
Pence
it has
has avoided
anything
it.
to do with his religion. I think all of Pence's motivation is to be a candidate in 2024.
You think?
Yep.
Pence has got to be smart enough to realize that this moment in history is critical to his future. That I would like to see him realize that if he goes complete 180 on Trump and recommends the 25th Amendment, that he would definitely be a very viable candidate in 2024.
I think Trump sees the Republican Party splitting, and he's just trying to gauge which half is going to have a bigger voter base.
I think
that may well be.
This is my speculation. You know, he made that speech this morning. I almost feel that it would not surprise me that if there's certain Republicans went to him and said, basically, back the fuck off, stop stirring the pot, and just leave gracefully. And we won't support the 25th or anything like that.
Yeah. I think it's just a matter of some of the Republicans.
Basically, it's probably some of his own party going to him saying, basically, shut the fuck up, don't incite this anymore, and we'll let you can leave with your head held high.
I
think they've already done that, though.
I think someone said it earlier, and I can't remember who. But it's one of you. Said that I think all of a sudden he has been made aware that he is liable for some of this.
No, I think it's just some of the Republicans sitting in Congress realize that, oh shit, I could have been shot in my own office.
by the people that they were provoking. They were asking these people to come down. And then, not
as
saying
long as
anything.
the riots were only happening in poor neighborhoods, they didn't give a fuck.
Exactly.
I have been saying for months
they have to
and
be,
months.
now they care.
I've been saying for months and months to these wannabe right-wingers that they need to understand that in a revolution, they always eat their own.
Yep.
Always.
Yep. Always.
You try to turn over the government, you're going to shoot all the government. So it wouldn't matter if they were Republicans or not. they got in to try to put Trump on that king pedestal, which is what Trump wanted, all of Congress was going to get shot.
And I hold this tenet to be absolutely true for the left wing as much as the right.
Yeah.
And the speech Trump made just before the
This is why Trump is a coward, right? If he'd have led that march, it would have been a successful coup.
Yeah.
No,
he didn't. He got them. He incited them, and then said, "Go." They didn't know what to do. They went and smashed stuff up a bit.
But
They got no aim. No.
the speech he made just before they went to the Capitol building, he wasn't going after the Democrats anymore. He was talking about the people in his party that were not loyal to him. So those are the ones he was sending them after.
Right.
He was trying to create so much chaos.
Jenny, you're making me yawn.
He was trying to create so much chaos that he was going to declare martial law. He wanted to be dictator. He wanted to declare martial law. And now he can't even do that because we see how incompetent he is.
Well, not only that, Pence has basically taken his toys away from him without actually doing the 25th. Pence has basically taken charge behind the scenes.
There is something interesting that is probably illegal. Pelosi has spoken with the Joint Chiefs of Staff in terms of them not allowing him to do anything without their say-so. So that he can't do anything militarily without the Democrats' agreement.
Yeah.
Good. He should be out of office. He should be dragged out of office.
I don't know if necessarily. I mean, maybe.
I don't know what's been agreed. All I know is Pelosi has interfered.
I don't know the legalities of her being the one telling them to do it. I don't know. They can. The Joint Chiefs can put some limits on the president in certain aspects. This is why he can't, quote unquote, push the button.
No.
Well, there isn't a button. That's the other thing.
Okay.
I mean, there used to be the football thing with all the codes in it, and that was just a way for the president to start initiating it. But there is no button.
I think that's why all of us are really relieved, because Trump will never figure out what he needs to do to launch anything because he's not smart enough.
Well, the point is it's never been like that anyway. He just had to tell someone.
Yeah, I've
might just hide that person.
I've heard Melania say if you can't find one button, you can't find the other.
But the point is, it's probably some guy called Bob, right? But what they do is they kept Bob at the Pentagon and giving him Steve. And Steve follows him around.
No one in here got the Melania joke.
I've always believed that somewhere in there somebody has made an intentional typo to make sure he never got the real codes.
Absolutely. The president is just a figurehead anyways. There's
but he couldn't have done a coup because he pissed off too many of the military commanders. So if he had done a coup, they would have sacked him first.
It's one of the things. I don't think in history, as far as I'm aware, the president has never got less than half of the military vote. And it looks like this one has.
Yeah.
The military do not like Trump.
No, especially the high command in the Pentagon does not like Trump. So if it had come to martial law, I'm sure the generals would have taken Trump out.
If you enjoyed that, please hit the thumbs up button. If you didn't, hit the thumbs down. If you think you've got a better answer or just want to tell us how wrong we are, leave a comment down below. Subscribe down here for new questions every day, and make sure you hit the bell so you don't miss out on our live shows. If you click over here, you'll see our latest upload. Over here, for what YouTube thinks you'll love the most. And finally, for a complete playlist of all our currently released questions, click here.